sad thing is with these austerity measures coming into play, with universal credit, the bedroom tax and all these evil things that are inhumane, people are dying. I'm here every Saturday with my amazing team, feeding the homeless, and we're feeding hundreds of people. I've done a campaign, I'm walking around every single corridor of every single main store in Manchester, and there's someone there asleep at night. And they're just getting moved on, they're exhausted, and the sad thing is they're either committing suicide, or they're actually dying of hypothermia. And can I just pass it over to Bez, please, because he's been this guy, everyone knows that I don't trust the main political parties. And whatever area you're from in the UK, whether you're watching this online or whatever, look for an independent party like these guys.
Right, everybody, you heard what the man said there. I can tell you a little bit what's going on. It's called TTIP, and what it is an hostile takeover by a foreign power. And what that foreign power is going to do is it's going to privatise everything. There soon will be no NHS, the police force will be privatised, they're going to frack us, and they're taking all our rights from us.
Frack them off! Frack them off! Yes, man!
Frack off! But what's happened is we've got this thing now called the Northern Powerhouse. It's the start of the dictatorship, and this Northern Powerhouse is an unelected leader, unelected mayors, and people running our parliament, running our affairs, who we have not voted for. So we've got to fucking stand now, and we've got to do something together. I started fighting the revolution 4 years ago. I'm a full-time revolutionist. What I've done is set the political party up to use what little bit of the system we've got left to use. They've left the back door key for the people to use. So there's a lot of people, the Reality Party being one of them, a lot of the independents standing, because we know this is our last time. If we don't stand now, if we don't rise together and do something together, constructive, and let's take responsibility back. There's no point in crying. Let's take responsibility back. Let's form our own political party. I can tell you what I found out. The homeless here, there's going to be thousands and thousands of more added to the list. Because since I've been on my campaign, marching around the streets, talking to people, this is what I found out. Sanctions for giving this thing called universal credit to people who are mentally ill, who've got problems, and they know that when they get this money, they have these people and they've had money, and they're going to spend the rent money, all the money, and they're going to spend it on drink and drugs because they're fucking rent. And that is evil, that man. What are you doing? Making more homeless, and they're purposely doing this to us, and they're doing this as a nation. So we've got to stand, we've got to let all our voices be heard. And if anyone says Labour is the answer to me, please knock me out, but I don't think that is the answer. UKIP, who wants to vote for fucking UKIP? All bankers. UKIP? No bankers, all pissing the same pot. You know that, mate. So let's do something. Like what we're seeing now is this. It's TTIP. It's a takeover by a foreign power. We don't want to be took over by any foreigners, especially the Americans, with the corporation, fascist, fucking movement, you know what I mean? So we've got to get rid of this right-wing organisation, and let's take power back. Power to the people.
Are you expecting any trouble today?
No, just making sure you're alright and you'll get run over. Purely, really, in case you snag. Traffic causing any problems, you don't want anyone to get hurt.
There we go! There we go!
How many security guards does it take to lock a door?
Stand there, no more lockies! G4S have done it in fucking Planet Oros. Tell us that window story again. It was a good one. Go on. Somebody set off the flare as well.
The system is fucking us over big time. And I know you lot. G4S are going to take your jobs. They've already took the prisons. You know, and they're really, really corrupt.
The waste of time. We're friendly people, you didn't need to bring this many people.
So they've closed all the doors, but they've made the protests.
Do you think that G4S is eventually going to take over the police force?
Well, you just say after vote, but someone's assaulted me.
Sorry?
I've been assaulted off one of these guys, so who do I see?
There's a front desk across the way. Just straight across the road there, you can go into the front desk.
Can you move back a bit, please? Thank you. Can I just move back a bit? Thanks.
I refuse. I know. Yes, but it's not public now because it's closing. It's always a public building. It's always a public building. Take your hands off me. 19316. Get your hands off me.
It's documented.
If this shut door, just pull it to and then I'll go out. I just want to capture it shutting. If that's alright with you.
No, just done now.
Can you close the door for me, please, just for the end of the, you know. I'm going. Just close the door, now door. Yeah, I'll go through it. Yeah,
Just shut this way, please.
there we go.
Right.
Right, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cooperation, thanks. Thanks for the cooperation.
Thank you for the democracy, police officers. You're just a bunch of bugs, no. Well done.
When I first got here, there was loads in the door and stopped us, so...
That's it. Just say, when you first got here, there were loads at the door. Can you tell me more about it?
No.
Are you on standby today?
Standby?
Yes?
No.
You look like you're standing by to me.
Stand by your man.
Can you sing? Stand by your man.
I can't sing.
You sounded like you were going to sing then.
I was, but
Stand by your man. Hang on, there's a man there. No, you can't sing that.
He only knows a couple of songs.
I can't sing, mate.
What is it? Is it from Venice?
Yeah, you do a peace sign as well.
Oh God,
You're
yeah.
also supposed to be a peace officer.
Of course.
Do it then.
Silly.
Is that the sign of a peace officer?
No,
If you
it's
did
just a
that,
sign
that
of
would be a
peace.
peace officer.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Alright. I'll do the real sign.
That looks like a womb.
The real sign of peace. It's the
That's
Trinity.
lovely. Nice that.
The real sign of Trinity.
That's my lunchbox.
What's that sign?
The sign of Trinity.
Which means what?
It's the Father, Son and the Holy Spirit.
Ah, right. Yeah.
It's the real one though, not the fake corporations that they call religions these days.
Anyway, while I'm here, what's your name and where do you come from?
That's not Big Brother.
Swear one more time, I will arrest you.
Who's going to protest for you?
We are protesting for you because you got NHS just like all of us. You get sick as well, just like the rest of us. And there's going to be no meds for you either.
The inspector.
What's the triangle for? Triangle on you. Here, you.
Is that what it means?
Morning.
Is it just
Could
like
you just explain what that triangle
safety thing?
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah, what does
You all
triangle
right?
mean on your side?
It's just the, just our department.
Department.
That's all.
Are there any different symbols? Like,
Yes.
what are there?
I'll speak to you in a minute. I'm just on the radio.
Could you give him permission to speak
No,
to
I'm
me?
just on the radio, so just let me deal with this. All right.
Perhaps you could speak to me. I'll give you permission.
You took orders from G4S, they took the job from you. I don't know.
Just get to move.
Got to move off here, boys.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! She's not breaking no laws. There's a space here. There's a space here. Everything's okay in a minute. Hands up! Hands up! Do not touch her. She's a minor. Get your hands off her now. She's a minor. She touched her. Lay your hands on her. Do not speak to her. She wishes not to speak to you. She wishes not to speak to you. Don't touch her. Don't speak to her. She's a minor. You need to speak to her parents. No, I can't speak to anybody. I don't wish to speak to you. I don't wish to speak to you. That's my human right. I have a right to speak to nobody. You have a right to remain silent. I choose to execute that right.
I'm trying to look after you.
Ignore him. You have a right to remain silent. Is it an order or a request?
The amount of times they don't confine on children.
What do you need then? What does it mean there? Because it's nearly need you. Gents, can you start moving back, please? I want to know. Please start moving back. Please start moving back. Please start moving back. Please start moving back. What are you doing? Hey, there's children down here. Protect this. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop pushing. Please protest.
And they are dragging me away!
Please stop pushing! Please stop pushing! That's the way. Swear one more time, I'll arrest I said me back. You're the one touching him. I'm not, I'm not. Following orders. That's in the big one, squashing little kids. Little kids, man. Stand back. Little kids. I know you're most in that tiny mind of yours. You see when you got kids, it's like bacon. You know what I mean? Little girl there, you're happily doing what you're doing. That is disgraceful. Honestly, if you can sit there and smile and feel good about you, then you are the lowest of the low. Seriously, no. And honestly, and that's not, I'm not debating that. I think you should think about yourself, right? And think about how low that really is, right? Yeah? Because you know what it is, don't you? You know what it is, don't you? Just grabbing me by the neck. Absolute scum. Honestly. Keep things going, as bad as people. I know you've got a picture of it. And you be setting paedophiles as well, don't you? You're probably a mason who does all that as well, aren't you? Eh? You know that, don't you? Yeah? Is that what you are? Is that what you are? Yeah? Do you do all the ritual and you put the thing in your neck? Blinded and all that? Yeah? You probably are. That's what it is. That's why they send you to be dirty work, don't they? Yeah? This is what it is. You're going to have to do more. You're going to have to your job. What's going to happen then? They're already standing there giving you orders, telling you to stand down, and you've got to do it, haven't you? And this is what's happening. You are nothing. Yeah? You're following idiots. That's it, basically. And you know it. You know what's going to happen on G4S, right? All your pensions are gone, and your jobs are gone, yeah? You're looking after you, then. Because you're going to end up in your term again because of things like this. You're going to end up in your home, not you. When you're on your backside, yeah? You're not going to get the help you play, are you? No. Because what? Why? Because you're a player who wants children. Yeah? And you go to sleep at night and you feel like this. Yeah. And you'll see me tonight, you feel like this. You'll see you when you see me, yeah? Yeah, give me your number. I'm not different, I'll get up right up. Yeah?
You're locked out with us as well.
You okay? No, it's our rules. Right, guys! How many of us is there?
And how many of these is there now?
Your hands are on my neck either. If you sort of sell on me, put your hands. See you later, officer.
I witnessed the people standing up and being heard, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Did you see the police, the way they reacted?
I did, yeah, and I thought, to be honest, it was childish. Really, really childish. And a demonstration of fear, that's all it was.
You're one of the Manchester Rangers? I am, yeah. I do this every Saturday night. I've done it for the last about 10 weeks, 3 months, something like that. I do it every Saturday. I just like helping people. I just like helping them out.
My name's David. I'm here as a homeless, live on the streets of Manchester, and today there's a big protest going on about Manchester City Council regarding the cuts that they've made, which is £68 million to do with the mental health and homeless section. And there was a few people that sort of tried to barge their way in and got into the town hall. The police were and the security were quite very heavy-handed actually, and they've not dealt with it on the best of situations. But yeah, they seem to calm down now and they seem to disappear.
And how long have you been homeless?
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah, on and off, yes. It can be difficult at times. Very difficult, especially late at night. I mean, because you're very vulnerable. People look down at you, they might spit on you or pee on you or try and kick you, So you are very, it can be quite a lonely place, I've met David Cameron a couple of years back in London. I challenged him to sleep on the bench with me one night. He said he can't, it's too dangerous. And I said to him, well actually, you've got all the armed police you want in the world, protection. I said, it's dangerous for me, So with David Cameron, he needs to get, his finger out of his backside and to actually come and experience it himself, While you're, safe and well in your bed at number 10 Downing Street every night of the week, can you explain to me, or answer me, why have you done all these cutbacks? Why have you, put all these new rules in regarding benefits and stuff? People are getting sanctioned all the time. There's no need for it. Money needs to be. You can spend money on Syria and other countries when there's war going on, which is a good thing. But actually, charities need to start at home. That 60 million that you've recently given to Syria, that could be spent on the services in Britain. Here now, all the hostels are shutting down. Only about 18 months ago, they shut the Salvation Army down. This was a 128-bedded hostel. And some of the day centres now are shutting down. Like the Booth Centre just shut down. The Beacons is shut down for 6 months. That can be redone. So that's another place every day of the week. And night time, they used to do food at night time, half 8 to 9:30. That's another place that is not available now. Like with hot meals every night. Police are wondering why, or the government are wondering why so many people are out on the street begging. Okay, a lot of them, are addicted. They say 92.2% is addictive, that's on the streets. But you have got genuine people that, that can't feed themselves.
She was sort of wedged by the policeman with his knee stuck in her chest here, wedging her against the railing in the wall. I continuously asked him, to leave her alone and make a bit of a space, but the police officer continued to assault my 14-year-old daughter. So in the meantime, this has happened.
I got grabbed by the throat twice, and then I'm going to get angry. And then her little girl is trapped in between two off and on.
Listen to this though, go on.
The two officers were there, the little girl was there, she was in front, and all I've done, they were crushing her, like a Hillsborough thing. Today's the anniversary of Hillsborough, and I'm trying to pull the guy away from her, and then
we even said, let's make a walkway, and then some other police said that as well. So we tried to make a walkway.
Female officers trying to do it.
Fair play to them, exactly. Like where it says you're the fair play one.
We needed a walkway because people needed to still be able to.
But then that's when that didn't get stuck to, and that's when it escalated. And we're not responsible for some people who get more escalated.
Up and look at that. What it did to me, trying to save my daughter.
That I'm quite aware there was a few different groups here as well.
Yeah.
the primary reason for today was feeding the homeless and bringing attention to that cause, as you know.
I've spoke to Wesley, I know all about Wesley's campaign. And I know what you're trying to do. Obviously, I didn't think that was in the plans today, for, you know, what I knew. But it's happened, here we are. I've spoke to Wesley already, a meeting's been arranged tomorrow, which Wesley's going to attend with me and with developing people. We're going to sit round the table and take it from there.
Being aggressive or anything, I was protecting children and they were
I was even shouting at them, I'm protecting the children, you're hurting the children.
because they were manhandling underage girls.
The thing was, those barriers were coming up, you see the signs on the top like that, so they were basically stood on the line trying to... Barriers were nowhere near us, we were down the line.
If you don't mind, I'd like to show you how hard they were gripping them children on your arm. If you don't mind me showing you on your arm.
I'd rather you didn't.
Well, basically, like they were gripping the children like that. I could see the amount of force being used.
Well, I've spoken to the child's
they should be suspended
guardian over there, and I've explained what the procedure is. It's the duty inspector that they need to speak to, not myself, unfortunately. But if you've got a complaint to make, then that's what they can do. She's fully aware, because I've just had that conversation and it's all on camera.
Your personal opinion, should the police officers that handled it have handled it better?
I can't speak for every officer that's there and every
If you were in that situation, if you were them, if you were them, would you have handled it better yourself? If you were in their position?
All I'm after is obviously just clearing the steps area, and then obviously, like I said, we've got this meeting arranged tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have results after that, or an update of some description.
Most of the cops are being dickheads with us. We had a police officer call us outcasts.
Actual police officers. I'd rather deal with PCSOs than the actual police.
The PCSOs, they don't mind us, they get along with us.
Police
the
officer
coppers,
the other
mate,
morning,
they hate us. Absolutely despise us, they do.
She misheard what I said. I said, I'm getting up in a minute. Can I just move my stuff? She misheard what I said. And then she turned around and she went, I will arrest you for trespass. Started getting absolutely obnoxious and rude with me. And she misheard what I said. She thought I said that I wasn't moving. And then she phoned animal welfare on me, saying that my dog was bleeding.
I mean, my dog looks perfectly fine to you, don't she?
Really a bit tired.
Animal welfare even checked on her. Bella had the cheek to jump in car and sit in driver's seat and everything.
Yeah, you had a ride with the animal welfare officer.
What are you doing?
I don't
What is he going to write?
It's Bob Marley, get up, stand up for your rights.
So you don't actually mind being on camera?
No, I'm alright with it.
How do you feel after what happened to you today in regards to the steps from the police?
If anything, it's made me more want to get out there. I'm not put off by it because they'll think they'll be able to get away with it in the future. So I'm just getting back out there and doing as much as I can to stop it from happening.
Can you tell me what happened with the charges in regards to Barton Moss?
Basically, they were dropped because they didn't have enough evidence. And the case has been dismissed. So I am currently suing Greater Manchester Police with my solicitor.
The manner in which you came in.
I fully agree with you as violence, but we're not. We're not violent.
This is a pressure cooker. They need to let you in, otherwise it's just going to get worse. You know, we fought 2 world wars for people to have access to public buildings. Can you imagine? Show all your papers, please. That's it.
All the police.
Anyway, guys, I think the issue here is do the police have reasonable suspicion that a breach of the peace could be acted here? I don't know. They need reasonable suspicion before they can do this. A bunch of people waving a little red flag isn't reasonable suspicion.
Well, basically, the statistics were released the other week that since Cameron's been in power, homelessness has risen by over 50%. We're just seeing, especially in Manchester, austerity measures being passed from central government to local councils, and in Manchester they had to make 56 million cuts, and they specifically targeting the majority of those cuts on homelessness initiatives and mental health. And there's well-known information out there that I think it's Shelter or Crisis that said that 80% of people on the streets have got mental health issues. I run a homelessness outreach on a Saturday night in Manchester in Piccadilly Gardens. Each week we're seeing more and more homeless people turning up. It's just getting really bad. These cuts that are coming into play, the universal credit, the bedroom tax, sanctions that are happening in the job centre, they're on the rise. There's been a huge rise in food banks. I'm not sure what year it was, but I've been told that it's not been like this since World War II. We're seeing hundreds of thousands of people dependent on food banks, whether they're homeless, whether they've got a home, and it's just that these cuts are affecting everyone now. And it's supposed to be the 5th richest country in the world.
Every time I come to Manchester, I see people sleeping rough on the streets, and I see young people who've only been on the streets for a very short space of time. And I think about the future that they have compared with my own children. It suddenly occurred to me that I would love to ask some of the councillors questions on why there's so many homeless people on the streets of Manchester. And I was quite disappointed that none of the councillors actually did come out to talk to us and address some of these issues.
I'm going to ask questions about austerity, about poverty, about statistics. The fact that the statistics that the council are releasing don't reflect a true perspective of how many people are homeless in Manchester. I think they said 9. There's more than 9 here now. And the thing is with yearly audits, the person who conducts the audit goes out one night a year, and they're only allowed in well-lit areas. So if you're homeless, you're more than likely going to try and find somewhere that's dark so that people can't find you. So these people, nobody's getting a true reflection. So when these statistics are being fed to all other countries and all other charities and stuff, then the allocated funds aren't there to deal with the problem, because they've not got the amount of number of people that are actually homeless correct. From my own experience, I'd say there's at least, in the city centre, 200. Yeah, the thing is a lot of these public services, they're sending people to different initiatives to go and do different things, and by the time they've spoken to 7 or 8 different people and they've all told them to do a different thing, their head's battered at the end of the day, and they sit down outside and more than likely do anything they can to try and forget about the problems. Basically, if anybody wants to get involved, we're at Manchester Piccadilly Gardens from 4 p.m. Till 2 a.m. every single Saturday, right through until Sunday a.m. when all the initiatives, all the charities are all closed. I actually want to get these people into employment, into training, to full permanent housing, and the only way that we can do that is by everybody in the city working together. So for instance, if all the corporates that work in this city that aren't necessarily paying tax in this country, if they want to give something back and give one of these homeless guys a job, or if they want to point them in the right direction to a landlord that can offer them permanent accommodation, or even if you just simply come down to our outreach and speak to these guys, listen to what they're having to undergo, listen to the problems that they're having to go through each and every single day, and until you come down and see it, then I don't think you'll understand it. I don't judge anybody who ever takes drugs or drink, especially if they're living on the streets. Because if you're having to live on the streets and it's this cold, I mean, I've got 3 layers of clothing on. If it's this cold, then you're going to want to forget about it. And I'll tell you now, and this is no lie whatsoever, if I was on the streets and I had nothing, and I found £5 on the floor, I'd be going to the shop and I'd be getting a can of Carling or a bottle of cider, and I'd want to forget about the situation I was in. And that's the sad thing. That's the mentality that I would have had, but not necessarily nowadays. But I can understand why they do it. And we're just trying to get people into support, intervention, where they can help themselves. Then I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not here to make friends, and I'm not here to adhere to anything. I'm just here because I care.